Mic check check. Oh no. Let's see if I can also get this to come out of the audio. Da, 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 da. Open volume mixer. Let's go volume mixer and see what we can do, because at the moment there is no sound coming out of the game. Oh, there we go. Let's turn down a little bit more. Right. So Untold Legends. As a kid, this was probably the go-to PSP game for me. Oh, yeah, speed up. As a kid, this was probably the go-to PSP game for me. 4 classes to choose from. And I did actually have a playthrough that I was playing around with a Berserker level 19. Perhaps I should just start with that one for now, considering this first stream is probably just going to be me chilling and uploading something to the streams section of the channel. So I suppose I could probably continue with that. I was going for a build that's literally just spam. Continue story. I've got to remember the controls now. It's I was just trying to go for the highest possible damage I can with just that attack. So, oh yeah, controlling the camera and stuff is awkward, isn't it? It's that. There we go. So you have to press one of the shoulder buttons and then turn it with Y or triangle, as this is technically a PSP. I should really read this, shouldn't I? Because nobody knows what's going on if they was to backtrack and view the video. But yeah, so where are we? Let's see. So there's only one main town throughout the entirety of the game. It's this one, which is called... What is this? The main town is Avon. The town of Avon. And obviously these are all the locations of the game. The green ones are ones that I've visited. Red ones are areas that I've seen or heard of. Purple areas are areas with a quest. There we go. So... where to even start? Maybe I shouldn't have started halfway through to explain what's going on. Because I'm not going to do a very good job at explaining, am I? To be fair, I need to run down with myself because it's been a little while, so I'll probably do this first, won't I? So the things that are highlighted purple, blue are things that I'm currently got equipped. You can have... Well, I'm dual wielding. We'll look at the skill tree now because I need to find out what's going on. So I've maxed out melee attack damage. Makes sense. First skill I didn't put any points into because I don't particularly want to use it. Carrying capacity I haven't put any in because you can teleport back to town at any point you want. Block I haven't put any points in because I'm not going to be blocking, as blocking is its own button. There we go, there's your block. Because I apparently block with my wrist, which is not a very proficient block. So no, I will not be increasing my block proficiency. And then increase movement speed for a few seconds. No, thank you. And there's the dual wielding, which is just more damage with auto attacks while dual wielding. Infect with madness. So usually, obviously, the very last skill on the tree tends to be a good one, right? So let's have a quick read. Makes an enemy an ally for 14 seconds and completely heals them. Okay. Lasts for 20 seconds. What happens after those 20 seconds? So they turn back to an enemy again. Maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. A chance to stun. Blood curdle. So it's just a yell, I assume. Oh, I've put points all the way down here though. Why? Feral rush and scent of the pack increases the chance for a critical strike by 2% when attacking enemies for both you and friends. Okay, it's a passive, that's why I got it. Right, yeah, makes sense. I see what's going on here. Yeah, I was basically just going for as much auto attack damage as I could, which I suppose for an entertaining stream isn't going to be very entertaining. Here are my current stats. I might do one with each character, you know, and see what we can get going with all the stats and stuff. If time will let me. So, this is just a page for, what do you want to call it? Trinkets, lore items. They don't weigh anything, so I can carry them all and it doesn't matter. And then these things, fire ruby, you can like apply to pieces of equipment that aren't unique, like these ones. They're orange, so you can't apply things to them. But if I apply it to a weapon, the weapon now does fire damage. Apparently that one does some fire damage too, so that will probably work out, to be honest. I wonder... Spears. So, things like spears and arrows. Arrows would go into the bow. You would upgrade the bow with that, right? So, but what about if I was to cold damage on the spear? You cannot. Okay, because it's a consumable. Never mind. So, I want to start by selling all this stuff that I don't need, because it's just going to be getting in the way, I suppose. I shouldn't have really sold... That was one-handed. That's two-handed. 126 damage. No. No. Javelins. I like to keep a couple of throwing items because they will come in handy at some point. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Because sometimes there'll be a situation where ranged attacks will probably be better. Maybe I can't get close to an enemy. You'll see when we get a bit closer into it all. Right. He's the only merchant as well, by the way, so let's see. Well, I don't know why I'm going this way, because I need to probably use the teleporter. Now, obviously, for time purposes, I have the speed up function down. I do have the game on PSP, of course, so the what do you want to call it? Emulator. The emulation isn't quite as bad. So, oh, that's a good point. So the map will tell us where I need to go. I have 2 quests. I must make haste to the Riven Flats, Badlands, to locate the Temple of Dreams. I thought I'd done that last time, because I remember the Temple of Dreams, which means I would have replayed it more recently. If I remember it. Okay, let's check the map. Oh. Biomes and stuff. There's obviously a lot of different biomes, as you would expect from this sort of game. I think this is the best place I'm going from as well. Right, was there a teleporter in this area? Ironstone Hollow. There was not an Ironstone Hollow, so I have to run from here. There it is, it's just over there. So! Okay, let's see how I'm doing. Yeah, those are some big damage numbers, but then again my health is terrible. I'm already almost dead. Or perhaps blocking and stuff is a good idea. Right, and that guy's down. So, these things here are also chests. There's kind of creative chests, actually. It changes dependent on the area that you're in. So obviously here, it's a pile of skulls. A pile of skulls. And then Ironstone Hollow. Enter. I remember as a kid I had a max level character, and it was the I don't remember what she's called now, the alchemist, because she has a golem summon, and I put all my points into the golem, and then later near the end of the game he was kind of useless. So, but then again, I did put my points in horrendously. I remember as a kid. Well, I say I remember as a kid. I signed into the PSP version of this before I emulated it, and I saw my old profile, and it was not interesting. It was a very, oh my god, what was I doing as a kid type scenario. We all know those scenarios. So I must go to the Riven Flats. This is the Riven Flats, so I suppose I could do this while I'm here. Unless this is the area located on this. No, it's over there. Oh, the Temple of Dreams. Badlands, and look at the Temple of... Oh, sorry, yeah, the Temple of Dreams. There it is. I should read a little closer. But, nevertheless... Pick up junk for selling, even though I don't really get around to much purchasing either. Ah, fake rock. Gold. Fake rock. Gold. I had one other friend as a preteen that had a PSP, and me and him would oh, those things explode. Oh, I got it! Killed it. God, they're annoying. The green ones. Oh, if I was to make a list of my least favourite things in any games at all, at the top of the list would be self-destructing enemies. I hate self-destructing enemies. They cut you out of XP, and sometimes item drops. You know, things like it's never fun. Never fun. Anyway, had a friend that we would play PSP games together. He come from a bit more of a wealthier family than I did, so he could just buy the games that I had and play those ones. But if he had a game that we wanted to play together, it would have to be like a sharing one. No, it was sharing on the DS, wasn't it? On the Nintendo DS. It wasn't sharing on the PSP, was it? Oh, it might have been. Things like Darkstalkers might have been, actually. Games that don't actually require a save. Anyway, getting off track. So, I would have to... He could play the games that I had, so he bought this game, and... and... playing multiplayer on this, it really was quite good fun, especially for the time as well. You know, it had all those sorts of intricate things you don't really think about, such as XP share at range. If it's too far away, you wouldn't share anymore. I am lost. Let's look at the map. Okay, there's a dude here. Let's murder this guy. Oh, I can wear that. Oh, it looked so much scarier than that on the floor. But that's not that. That is obviously a piece of armor from the knight guy. What does it look like when you wear it? Yeah, that's not that's not what I just found. Anyway, I suppose. What could you class that as? Would that be? Do you think they did something like that in order to save some space on the game's disc? Because the PSP discs were very small. So it could have been that. Could have been that reason. It could have been a bit of, I don't know, time. You know, it would have taken a lot of time to model every single armor type on the ground. Have I been this way? It's very quiet. The music's actually completely stopped now, as the entire track for this area just ended. Ironstone Hollow, yes, I've been here. So, let's just speed it up. And then run all the way around back this way. I'm stuck again on rocks. Ah! There we go. the Gasping Caves. Have we been in the Gasping Have I been in the Gasping Caves? Nope. Though it does go even deeper, which means that's probably something to do later on, so we won't worry about that right now. I will not worry about that. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, they don't do that much damage though, actually, which is nice. Hey, a teleporter. Oh. There we go. So, in this game, one thing that is very important is obviously just saving. Now, you say it's important. Obviously it's important, but what I mean by that is there's no checkpoints. Saving is your checkpoint. So if you don't save it for a while and you die, it suffers from that very dated losing all of your progress up to a certain point. The Winding Wastes. Let's go have a look at this Winding Wastes. The potion button is very simple, but the game seems to do this thing where all of the sort of more intricate buttons, like turning the map and... Oh my god, stuns, so annoying. Ah. The stun lock is one of the reasons keeping a ranged weapon is a good idea. Because if you know an enemy has a stun lock, you don't have to get too close. Winding Wastes is complete. So yeah, the left bumper button is your potion. Always. The right button, on its own, doesn't do anything. But if you hold it, you've got things like turning the camera, zooming in and out, switching to your secondary weapons, growing and shrinking the map, and blocking. So probably a sword and board style... Oh, and if you hold in both the top buttons, you use a mana potion instead. So... To need to utilise everything takes quite a lot of dexterity in the player to be pressing all the relevant buttons. Oh, boss! Oh, say boss! Look at that, smashed him. Oh, perfect! Look at that. Right, so now that I've entered this new area, I'm going to save it. My weapons are gone. Oh, there we go. They were loading. The rest of the game loaded before it. That's nice. Enemies can have auras as well, which determine what their special effects on you are. If they have a fiery one, they obviously do fire damage, but that glowy one that you just saw means that they do both health and mana damage. And my character does not have a lot of mana because I'm trying to just go auto attacks really, not using any abilities. I have one in particular ability that... What does it do? It just boosts my damage for a very short period of time. Is it this one? Savage Strike. A 51% chance of each melee attacks made for 4 seconds will be critical. There you go. Ah, okay, that's why I also got increased melee... increased crit... Oh no, more crit chance. Okay. Is there something to increase crit damage? Block. Carrying weight. That's an ability. Okay. Couple of claws. Not a big fan of the claw weapons, actually. They're really quick. The weight of the weapon determines the speed of the weapon. So, the weight of this is 6. The weight of this is 4.5. That's not that much smaller, actually. Oh, there we go. 0.1, so it's really, really quick. And the damage on it is actually really good, so I might switch to some claws just to... Yeah, we could try it out, I suppose. But I thought, you know, less button presses, the better. So if I swing the two weapons like that and get a crit, it's insta-dead, which at the time sounded kind of fun. Also, I looked on a forum before I made my character to see who was the least used character, because apparently I'm a massive hipster, and the least used character is this one, so I thought I'd give it a try. Okay, level up. Right, here we are. The level up screen. Available points 3. So, intelligence I put no points in at all, because it's to do with... Intelligence affects the mana and spell damage, I believe? Or is it... No, dexterity is special abilities, including spells. That's just mana. Stamina is health. So, and by the looks of it, I was trying to get stamina up to strength, maybe? Get them on the same level. I don't need ranged damage. That must have been the base stat then, because I assume I've just been putting points into those two. Is that the most fun way to play? Probably not. But yeah, like I said previously, I think I might try an extra playthrough at a later date with a better, or not better, a more experimental build, because the game is fun. Oh no! Oh, that didn't change. Okay, that's bad, because I haven't saved it. When was the last save? It was when I first came in, right? Because if that only upgrades the radius each time, then that was a wasted point. So if I go to exit, load, I know this game probably doesn't require that specific, you know, skill points and stuff to be doable. It's probably going to be very easy, but although I remember some of the later areas being really difficult as a kid, but then again, not only are you a child, my build was very bad. So almost there. Oh, I didn't get the claw this time. No! No, all for a skill point. Never mind. Right. I think the next kill is the level. I was wrong, but the next room is the level. So save. Now, put in the points, and here. So if I go right down to this one, is it every other level that puts up the critical hit chance? No, it's always the radius. Now, because I'm playing alone, that will not come in handy at all. So putting 1 point into that is fine. I can leave that at that. It may go up in the future, but is it worth so many points? I don't know. Moving on. I can put 2 points into that. I think I'll just leave 2 points in that for now. That's 25, so it's a bit further along. Death Breath. A 21 to 25 damage spray with Magic Cloud, dealing up to 10 damage every 3 seconds. Enemies may flee. Could be good. I don't know whether it's worth it at this point, because I've put so many I've put so many points into just raw auto attack. But I suppose it depends how many points I'm left with after I've got everything that I need. That could be the determining factor, really, of... Oh, still on speed up. So yeah, that could end up being the determining factor. So the gear that these knights are using, the player can actually use, which I think is a... Oh, I don't know about that outfit though. Perhaps not that outfit. Okay, most of the time, or a lot of the time, the gear enemies are using, the player can also use, which I think is good. I don't know why. What is it about that makes it like... I'm trying to think of things on a more sort of analytical level as opposed to just pure bias. And... I'm not sure why I like that. But anyway, it feels a little bit... How can I say? Like the same way Dark Souls makes you feel when you can acquire items that the enemies use. It doesn't necessarily need to be powerful, it's just... Ah, that guy can use that, and that's what he can do with it. So let's see if I can do that. Perhaps. Damn, this place is big. Very windy as well, lots of side rooms. A Jade Charm. Jade stuff is good for rangers, I think? Is that the Jade? No, Obsidian. Obsidian is dexterity and stamina. I need strength and stamina, I think. Stamina, strength and health. Jade Charm, strength and health. Okay, Jade's good for me then. What am I wearing at the moment? I am wearing that, never mind. Dexterity, intelligence. Dexterity, intelligence will be good for a spellcaster, which is a good idea in the future. I think I might do that. I might do that for the actual video that I make on this though, because that could be fun. Yeah, just straight up hacking and slashing probably won't be so fun to watch, as opposed to how satisfying it is to execute. Bosh! You know, that feels good. Oh, the slow, there we go. Oh no! See, this is the sort of room where having a ranged weapon is going to be very beneficial, so let's get rid of that guy and then... There we go. See, that would have been very difficult if I was to try and run in. So I suppose it's good that it sort of... Is it a way of promoting other pieces of equipment to use? Perhaps? So this bubble that keeps appearing, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I think it's my weapon. I think I'm wearing a special, unique weapon. This one has a chance to create a fire-based protective shield around you. Yeah, there it is. So you can't farm for special gear, I think. I think special gear like that you only get from quests, which means it will outdate and... Sorry, I was going to say it will outdate and then obviously you change it and you lose the special effects. But I don't know whether if you just save a side quest and not do it, because the game actually scales to you, which is something I dislike in games, but we'll talk about that in a second. There may be a chance that a quest reward for a special weapon like that may... The reward may scale up as well. It doesn't tell me the... Oh, it doesn't tell you the level of it until you... Unless you can't use it, like this one. Ah, never mind, but... Yeah, it's possible. If that's the case, then that'd be very good. Because you can find an item that you want before turning it in, save quit. Oh sorry, save. Receive the item. If you really like the item, don't turn in until much later on and perhaps it will scale up, I don't know. But anyway, the level scaling for enemies I've never been a fan of. Wonderlands does it, which is a very new game in the making of this. I think it's only a couple of years old. Wonderlands is great, but the enemy scaling, I get that it means that you can replay areas and you're not stomping if you missed an area, for example, and you want to go back, but I don't know, maybe make side areas scale or something, maybe special enemies scale or something like this, I don't know. I don't exactly know the answer to it, but I think the scaling makes you feel like you're not getting any stronger, which is the whole purpose of these RPGs, I feel like. When you're increasing your stats and your numbers in everything, you want X number to be so big so you feel it, yeah? You want to feel how much the numbers increase by. I feel like anyway. So there's a boss coming up, you can see on the map. I haven't felt like this area has been very difficult at all. I think my health is actually doing quite well, and once hitting 50 I might just leave health alone for a while. I'm not sure what the cap on a stat is. I know there is one from playing before. Level 3 as well. So that boss isn't going to be the end of the area, I suppose. Why does the music seem to end and then stop for a long time? I don't know. Oh, can't see anything. Little axe. And I'm too heavy, so I can recall to Avon at any point. And then go to this guy over here and sell. You know, so there's not really any point at all in increasing your carrying capacity. Just get rid of that, Arrows, because I don't have a bow. It's not very strong. No, it's really slow. No, don't need that, don't need that. That's not very strong. Throwing weapons do have a lot of damage. So a throwing weapon build will also be kind of fun probably, but it's obviously it's restricted ammo use, which get a lot of people worried. Don't want a shield, sell the shields. I have 2 headbands of the Fury. Can I not just stick one headband of the Fury on top of the other headband of the Fury and get twice the stats? Wow, that's a lot of stuff on that one. The shin guards of the Fury. Okay, never mind. Onwards we go. Add to intelligence or add to force blast? No. We'll keep the rest of that because they don't weigh a lot. Oh, I don't need to run that way. And I can just teleport back again, so... I suppose it's probably more necessary if you're playing in a team, perhaps? Because if you're playing in a team, not everybody's going to want to return so often back to town. Bosh! Oh, did I pick up the axe from the other? I didn't. Oh, wait. I do want it. There we go. 100 damage, so it's not a lot. I know it kind of ruins the sound when I speed up, but I'm pretty sure nobody will mind too much. So, okay, we've got the boss coming up now. So, we'll start with the... Oh, never mind. It's just here straight away. Oh, look at that. That buff was so much damage. Wow. Oh. Oh, the room's full of dudes. probably would have been better if the boss was back here a bit then, to force all of those enemies to also attack. I don't know. So, Temple of Dreams 3. Do I not need to go there? I must take the Aegis of Purity to the Overseer in town. So what's down here? Perhaps we have to come back later? That happens sometimes. It is darker down here, so I assume it's special in some way. It's also got... Is it just one big square? No, that way is... I think I'll clear out this area too, just to look around. There may be something valuable down here. I doubt it, but I'm not entirely sure. So I'll find out. I would very much like to get to max level before the end of the game as well. Which I think is 40? Might be 50. 50 sounds about right, but I really can't remember. I'll have to look at my PSP again. I'll have to find some way of posting the stats of that character for the fun of it after we finished a run through with a much more proficient character. Ouch. There we go. Oops. Oh, there's a very large room over there. Okay, I have a feeling now that we definitely have to come back later for something. Wow. That's a really big room. There's the Forbidden Altar. Yeah, that sounds really important. Oops. But it's not connected to anything. Unless it's a secret stage of some kind. Oh no, wrong button combination. Ah, too many button combinations. Guessing the change in filter in the area made me feel like there was something special about this bit. Because if it was just going to be an extra area, then they wouldn't have put the effort in changing it, I don't think. So here's this special... Oh, no. Never mind, let's do this first. Okay, here's the special door, of which I cannot enter. There we go. And this big, ominous room is completely empty. Yeah. Right. Foreshadowing then. Just foreshadowing. Okay. The Aegis is in remarkable condition. Should have a little trouble restoring its power to the fullest potential. Go now and rest, hero. There is time before our next action must be taken. Give me a static shill. Right. If I check out the shill. Bone dart. Nope. Static Shill. It is two-handed, so I won't use it, but it has a chance to create a lightning-based protecting shield. So it's what I've got at the moment, but in two-handed form, I suppose, which is fine. Sell that because it looks very heavy. Some of this. That's if it's in red, then it's for a different character, because obviously it's promoting co-op play. Right. Okay. I think I'm going to leave this playthrough here today, 40 minutes, and then perhaps do a much longer one another time. This was mainly just to check out whether I could do this, set the streaming up, make sure it works okay, and try out a PSP game.